Hello and welcome, as it is the 4th of November 2018, but I'm going to go back in time and go from Litecoin pretty much from the start of the Poloniex trading days. This is probably a system I should be doing via that of either a spreadsheet or a computer programming language, given how every trade that we will start with will basically be 100% automated in a mathematical form, attempting to see how well things would work out. The date at this time frame is March the 28th, 2014. And the price of Litecoin against Bitcoin is 0.0274 then. And I got two lines in which work out to be where the first automated buy and sell orders would be. And the keyword is first. But I'm only going to put one line in because if it breaks above it, maybe it'll hit some of the other buy or sell orders on either side. And I've already seen a couple cases where they're going to. But I want to be interested to see how the portfolio is going to do. So I've made a spreadsheet which will tell me where to buy, where to sell, how many to buy, and how many to sell. And even give you further reasons why I probably should be using a computer programming language to do such, although the time to make the program would be tremendous. Okay, so this is a spreadsheet that I've made. The top number is the last trade, and I'm just putting 2740 for easy writing, and then it will automatically convert the decimal price. Ownership, this is an automated number. We'll say you start with 100, which means to buy 100 it would have cost 2.74411 Bitcoin. I'm going to use 0.015% rate because that was pretty much the most for most of the time that I know of anyway. That was Poloniex rate cost. So that's what the cost would be. Most of these are automated. So buy orders. Move. What does that mean? 16%. That means if the price moves 16% higher, or lower rather, on a buy order, then I want to buy, and I'm going to automatically calculate the price to be 0.023016. And for medium, half the value, which half the value on this would be 0.137. And then the move 85% lower as such would bring it to 00411. Quantity. How many do you want to sell? Well, if I sell 16% of what I own, that would be 16 of them. And that means if I were to have the price go down in half, I'd want to almost double. So that's why I got it set up where I'd be buying about 69. It would work out to be 85. That's almost double on the 100. And if it goes down to 85%, the value is 1.7, which works out to this. Now, the reason why I should be doing this on a program is I could always adjust these numbers to see which levels would work the best. But it's automated. It would automatically be set up in a level like this, and we'll see how well it does. Well, there's not going to be too much automation in the actual going through all of this. For the sell, if the market has a 1.2x gain, then I want to sell 13%. So on a 20% move, sell 13% of what I own. So I'd be selling 13 of 100. I would sell them at the price of 0.03288. Okay. And if it's a medium move, so that means the price, say, doubles, double the price of 274, we can see as 0.0548, sell 30% of what I have remaining. So in this case, if the market doubles, I would be selling about 39.1% of what I have. You got to make sure that this number and this type of the way I'm doing the strategy that it's lower than 50%. And 39.1% magically happens to be such. And then the large one, and I could even go a fourth one of these times. This is for an 8x move. I thought about selling it all, And maybe what I would do is put a fourth one in for like a 50x move, sell it all, or a 25x move. Because if any 25x move were to happen so fast, you might as well sell everything. And I'm going to lose out on profit by doing such because I know I'm going to have this probably happen that one sell order. But I don't know because I haven't checked the math to see how well I would do. This is just that when I do this stuff all the time, well, when I do this type of stuff and I do it frequently, I just do the mathematical thinking in my head to figure out what these levels should be. Lower end is going to have statistics. Net buys, how much it's going to cost, and what the buy average would be. And then the net sells, of course, there hasn't been a sell yet. This will change once they come into place. And then how well the portfolio is doing. So I would find out how much of my net Bitcoins I would be in or out. The value of my Litecoin, which is ownership, multiply this. And my net portfolio, which is simply these two numbers added together. And right now, to start, you're down rate, basically. And that's how it's going to be. So for trades, this is how I've got it set up. I put in how many I'm going to buy. I put in the price and a 4-digit code. It'll automatically put it into the Litecoin price and then automatically calculate how much it's going to cost. Or in the case of receiving, with that of 0.015% rate. If you look at top on this, it's the price, multiply the amount, multiply 0.9985 because you got to give that 15 to them for commission. I know they take Litecoin from you, but for easy mathematics, I'm just going to do it this way. The net portfolio will still remain the exact same. And then for Bitcoin, we can see that it costs 0.10015. Okay, so the intro is over, and that took a long time. And this, going through these dates, I'm going to try as I move later on to figure out ways of doing it faster. But let's get started. And I got a very low volatile rate, so there could be a lot of trades. The low here, 2300. So that would be a buy order. So 23016. How many were we buying? So we'll just do 4 digits. We'll just round it all down. So 2301. That's going to be the easiest way. Keep it in this like that. So 2301, we're buying 16. And I'm going to have to center all of this. I don't know how many trades I'm going to have, but okay, so now in the orders, 2301 will be last trade. So now the buy at 1932 and a sell at 3288. Okay, we're already at 3288. So it should be lower than that. Okay, now my monkey brain has to figure out what's going on here. So we're taking C1, which is the price, multiply B10. $32.88. We already have $32.88. It should be lower than that. For if we traded at 2301, that should be 2761. Equals C1, which is 0.023 multiply B10. B10 is 1.2. Really? Okay, 2761. That was just weird. And for most of this, I'm going to pause the tape. I'm even going to just take breaks here and there throughout the day in doing this. Let's go it this way. Close so many times here on getting the sale. And again, I mean, look, this is unlucky. And generally speaking, this is why, as a trader, if I notice that I'm missing these, bring them down a bit. Then you can see where you would have got it in the buyback each time. In fact, there's the buy right there at 1932. And that means right now the net portfolio is down about a Bitcoin already to start. And this thing is going to fall hard coming forward too. And new buy orders and sell orders, so 1622 and 2318 are the next places to journey towards. So here's a spot. You go many days without a trade. You got a buy order fill at 1622. That brings the portfolio down over 1.25. And still no sales intact. We got new orders in place. So let's carry forward and see if it's a buy or a sell. And we can see that it's a buy at 1362. This brings the portfolio down 1 2/3. Still without a sale. And let's move on to the next trade, as this has been nothing but a downward start, and 1144 buys a few days later. This puts a portfolio down over 2 Bitcoin, down almost 100%, and this is it. You can lose more than starting values if a market just keeps going lower. The ultimate risk within this type of strategy. Of course, we're going to see the ultimate reward as this video moves further. And in this case, 204.5 baht. Buy average now is at 214, as the price is down to 1144. Now buying under the 1,000 handle and selling at 1372. And a sale finally comes in, the first one amongst this simulation. It's not really a simulation, but moving forward. The net portfolio has improved from -2 to -1.59. Finally, we have some statistics in here now. And the sell order would go higher, as would the buy order going back north of the 0.01 number. And let's see what the next trade is, whether it's a buy or sell. Grinding down, looks like it's going to be a buy. After all, this thing kept going down, and it did. 1152 buy. This puts the net portfolio barely under 2. Last time it was barely over 2 at the same price pivot point. This is the buys and sells, as we can see. So there was 6 buy orders in a row, 1 sell, and 1 buy. We'll look at that later on. And the buy orders and sellers have changed, but the price is pretty much at that point as well right now. So it shouldn't take long for a buy order to come into place, as the low is 967. Here it's 970. So the next day, does it come through? Yeah. And let's continue on and buy some more at 812. And it looks like the next day it might hit that sell, but at the end of the day, this is what you would see, another buy order fill, let's just assume you happen to always come to the computer right around the day of the close. And it doesn't matter what time you would go at. But if you were to see a buy order fill at 812, current price at 822, all you'd be doing is adjusting your orders and then logging off, really, and waiting for the next trade.